What up, y'all? This is Vinyl, and this time around, we're going to be talking about how to display your vintage vinyl toys. This is kind of like a general type of video. I'm going to show you the way that I do it, some of the things that I've come to learn, get you guys inspired in wanting to display your toys as well, and to keep it nice and organized. You'd be surprised how many times people show me their vintage collection and they have some super nice sought after items, super rare stuff, but unfortunately the way that they kind of display it, it's very cluttered, it's very dirty, it's very kind of just thrown together with no sense of organization, and it really brings the whole collection down. No, not everybody has an extra room. Like myself, I don't have an extra room to display all my stuff, but the little room that I do have here in the living room, I try to take full advantage of it and to make sure that it's nice and organized and kept to one central location. That might work for you, that might not work for you, but this is just kind of what works for me, and I want to show it off to you guys. So at the end of the video, make sure to stay tuned. I want to give you guys a little bit of insight to a new theater that opened up here locally in San Jose. That theater has a lot of really cool vintage posters relating to kaiju and other monster movies, so I want to show you guys that, but make sure to stay tuned until the end. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright y'all, let's get started. So I have the majority of my toys here in this corner of my living room. As you can see, my more expensive, sought after kind of like main collection is inside this IKEA cabinet. It's called a Millsbo cabinet. It ranges for about like $200. I got it last year for my birthday, but yeah, I think it looks really awesome. It contrasts nicely with the rest of my furniture, which is mostly brown wooden kind of furniture. As you can see, I also have a little shadow box on the side right under the TV. So just to quickly show you guys, one of my shelves, I kind of mix in a lot of different types of stuff that I've found at flea markets, at toy shows, a lot of little random stuff, but I think it looks really cool, especially the Japanese wooden dolls that you can see in the corner. I think it all works well together. Alright y'all, moving on to the toys that are above the cabinet. So this collection is also kind of an extension of just random stuff that I found at flea markets, some toy shows, some things I did order either like from independent Sofubi makers, from independent toy makers like Chance's Kong Hedorah that's in the center. I made a video about that. I also have a bunch of random squeaky toys that I like that I've found throughout my time going to flea markets. It keeps growing and changing, so look out for that. Now to the main part of my collection. So like I said, this is the Millsbo cabinet. It comes with two doors that lock. It brings two sets of keys, so I always carry one with me. Especially with the kids, I want to make sure it's protected. When it comes to lighting, I actually got these super cool magnetic lights, rechargeable lights from Amazon. And as you can see, they just slap on really nicely as the metal connects with the magnet. Moving on to my first shelf, as you can see, this is where I put my Godzilla collection and my Mecha Godzillas. I tried to show the different sizes, all the different colors, ranging from brown to blue. Same thing with kind of like the Mecha Godzillas, kind of have a common theme in the middle. So you guys can kind of see the green colored Godzillas. Mecha Godzillas, I put them in the middle. But yeah, I really love the shelf. Definitely not a lot of room to keep growing, but I still hope to find more pieces. Moving on to my second shelf, as you guys can see, it's half dedicated to the movie Godzilla vs. Megalon. You have Gigan, Jet Jaguar, and of course the beautiful Hawaiian Megalon. And on the other side, you can kind of see my King Ghidorah collection. I have various sizes, and it's one of my more complete collections. I really love the setup. You probably noticed that I have my Mothra hanging. I achieved this by putting one of those little suction cups with the hook. I think it looks super awesome. Moving on to my second to last shelf. This shelf is really special because this is where I kind of put the bulk of my vintage collection. A lot of it are kind of like doubles or different types of variants, as you can see right there with the Gorosaurus, the different types of Minyas. I got a little variant collection going on right there as well, but I really love this collection. and all the vibrant colors. Let's not forget about rodent and the two different types of mini rodents. I really love the different tones of pink. Lastly, we have my bottom shelf. This is where I keep the majority of my reference books, my different types of media. I have a couple of magazines, some reissues, and some sonoramas like this super cool Godzilla vs. Hedorah. I also have random stuff like this vintage sealed tin boat. Also stuff like this bootleg Ultraman. I kind of mix it here with just different types of tokusatsu, different types of items. I also have random little things like stickers, cards, and little things that I think are super cool that relate to kaiju. I hope you guys enjoyed how I display my collection. Alright y'all, I want to show you guys an alternative way to display your vintage vinyl. I've been really inspired by people that have these like vintage wooden or steel or aluminum, tin, whatever material it is, but it has that nice beautiful patina and aging to it. Some of them are like store displays with different types of branding like Coca-Cola or some type of like Japanese text. Those are the best for me. I was fortunately able to find something similar. It's actually a type of display that drops down. That you look down into it when you display it properly. But what I ended up doing was that I figured out a way to kind of put in my mini Sofubi toys and then flip it and kind of move them around a little bit with it partially opened so they could display from the face out. It's kind of like how we have it right here. So I think that's a really awesome display. I got a lot of love on Instagram when I posted a picture of my display with my Mecha Godzilla collection, and I think you guys could appreciate it as well. What really makes a nice setup is kind of pairing it with other items from that time, stuff that's vintage, kind of like this little Navajo rug, tin toys, knits. Plants are always beautiful for a display, and unfortunately this is not a stationary display because it is my kids' room, so I will have to find a proper home for it in the future. But I think you guys can appreciate. We're just going to shoot in and do a couple of close-up shots so you can see some of those Sofubi toys behind the glass. So hopefully you enjoy this style. If you want specific references, hit me up on Instagram. I have a lot of pictures that I've saved from fellow collectors and how super sick their collections look. One thing to look out for when you're on Facebook Market or you're shopping around in antique stores or antique flea markets, look out for those Japanese dolls that come in those really beautiful cases. Some of them are made out of wood, some of them are made out of different materials, but normally they have glass windows on all sides, except for the back. They'll have either a mirror or some type of reflective material, either in gold or silver, and it really makes the figures pop out. I got examples for that, so definitely hit me up on Instagram. Alright y'all, here's a bonus material I wanted to show you. So this is the theater that's located here in San Jose, California. When you walk into Valley Fair Mall through the main parking lot, you can see the super cool Godzilla that greets you with his blue ray coming out of his mouth. He does this continuously every couple of seconds, so you won't miss it. Right when you walk in, you're greeted with these super awesome vintage posters from all over the world. I really appreciate seeing this type of artwork, and it looks super awesome. I really love this collage that shows the name of the theater. It's super awesome, as well as all these other posters, these cool little plushies that you can win in the arcade games from the movie New Empire, as well as some other ones like this Astro Monster one. I really love just a mix of different types of posters and all the different artwork that they represent. Upstairs they have a bar, and it continues with these super cool posters. Definitely wish that I had more time to be there to grab a beer with my wife and just hang out and appreciate all the super cool artwork. But as you can see right here is a little lounge area where you could bring a couple of friends and have a good time. I highly recommend this theater if you're in town, again here in San Jose, California, Valley Fair Mall. Alright y'all, hope you guys enjoyed the video, especially the little ending. I haven't made too many videos, as you guys can see from the last one that I posted. I'm still going to stick to maybe making one a month. That's kind of the goal. I haven't really picked up a lot of items as of recent, mainly because I want to catch up on my credit card payments. I want to make sure that I'm up to date. I felt like I kept kind of, moving at a quick pace where, it wasn't sustainable. I was kind of in between checks. So I don't want to put my family's, well-being on the line because of the way that I'm spending. Been there, done that when I was younger, and I don't want to go through those same steps again. So I definitely slowed down. Another key reason why I've kind of slowed down is because I've reached that point in my collection where the stuff that I'm really after are very rare and are really hard to find. I'm talking about like Hawaiian pieces. I'm talking about variants that are super specific. So it's stuff that, that I haven't been able to find. I do look daily, 3 or 4 times a day. I'm on Yahoo Auctions seeing what's new. I'm on eBay. I'm out at my toy shows, but I haven't found anything that really captures my eye or is something that I'm really after. I have thought about kind of going down other avenues, maybe starting an Ultraman collection, maybe getting into Kamen Rider toys. I really like some of the crazy kaijin monster dudes that kind of come out. I've been inspired by seeing the Wonderful World of Toys and seeing what Dracula's collection looks like, seeing what Paul Kaiju's collection looks like. So it's definitely, there's influence out there. There's ways that I could kind of validate why I'm going to keep spending on other stuff, but for now I want to stay centered on Godzilla toys. That's what's really nostalgic to me. That's what's really personal to me, and I want to get to the point where I can appreciate other items and not have to feel like I have to buy them. That's what I'm working on, so don't expect any pickups videos anytime soon. I'll try to be a little bit more creative with what I got to keep this channel going. But thank you to everybody that's been showing me support. I've been getting DMs, been getting messages from the homies telling me, hey, when's the next video? Hey, what happened to your YouTube channel? I haven't seen any new drop. But everybody that's been tuning in steadily, always commenting, always watching, always supporting, I appreciate you guys. I haven't checked where we're at on the subscribers. I think we passed 250, so that's a big goal for me. We're halfway to getting to 500, and that's the next milestone for me, is to get to the 500 mark. I would hopefully start getting monetized by then. So I really appreciate you guys for hanging in there. I also wanted to let you guys know I do have a couple of these guys for sale. If you're interested in this knockoff Ultraman, it's pretty annoying, but they're really fun. As you can tell, there's a little light right there when you lift up the arm, and it also makes some jingles, as you're gonna get annoyed by them right now. All right, y'all, have a good one. This is Vinyl.